Decent. It was a little bit bigger than the Burnout box, I think. Bet you that was the 330. Alrighty guys, we are back at the Hunter Tuned garage. We went to take the Fairmont. What did we take? Yeah, the Fairmont out to the unit, and then we went to go get some food. So we're all full. Hunter's inside right now. But our next task is to get this stud, this one, off of this block. This is the old GSR block with the cracked sleeve. She's right fucked. So I had to take the stud off of here, put it on this block, and then we can cross that one off the list. And then, oh yeah, for me last night, we, what is that? Oh, the brake booster vacuum on the intake. We JB welded that up together, and I don't even know if you guys saw this or not, but cool. She's all together, looking right. We also deleted power steering, and I want to do it the right way, I guess. So we took the feed to the power steering and return from the power steering and loop them back together. So now he's going to have manual power steering instead of, I guess, blocked off power steering and or whatever. It's just so you don't get shit in the rack. But that's all done. I figured out what we're gonna do for a downpipe earlier. So I have, where'd you go? This oil filter is about 3 inches. So what we're gonna do is, that's like 3 inches. This is a 3-inch V-band, and we can come down and put it in between here. There's not very much room, so down the road, if he is going to have to bleed the clutch, he's going to have to take the V-band off. Big deal. But we're looking at something like this for the exhaust. Obviously, we're not going to use an oil filter, but yeah. So we're going to bust that out. I think. Oh, and we have to get studs for the exhaust, or bolts or something to hold the manifold up. And then we can start plumbing all the turbo stuff up, get the intercooler situated, the catch can fittings. I feel like we're gonna be able to do a lot tonight, so let's get at it. Alrighty guys, we are actually gonna take a break, trying to get that set out there.
Yeah, it's we're gonna have to get some nuts and actually get like 2 nuts and jam them together and then back the stud out. Or we can use like a factory GSR oil cooler setup thing and just not actually use the cooler because the block doesn't have the hoses, the spots for the hoses for the oil cooler. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna do for that yet. Yeah, I'll probably just try to extract the studs. But yeah.
So now we're gonna go quick run a compression test on a car that we're tuning.
Yeah. Swallowed the wrong pipe. Okay, so we're working on a Del Sol right now. This is it's like a Vitara build, Eagle rods, Vitara pistons. I think that's all it's done to it, and turbocharged, obviously.
Z6
has AC and power steering, and like a GTX 28 or something like that. Some smaller Garrett turbo. And I base mapped it for him. He drove it up here on the base map with my decap truck injectors. So it has the regular style decaps in it. And yeah, he drove it up here. Seems to be running good. The tune is quite rich, but it's just a base. It's only meant to kind of get it here or whatever. But since I've been having some issues with cars lately and people, you know, kind of not understanding what I'm doing and whatever, and playing with horsepower, you know, sometimes shit can go wrong. And I'm just kind of doing this now. You know, I started to do like compression tests on engines I tune before I even fuck with them, because half time I'll tune a car and then it'll start misfiring or something, and it's like, well, what was it when you dropped it off? You know, half the time cars are all fucking clapped out and shit before they even get here. So we're just gonna throw a compression test on it quick, pulled the plugs out of it, and it's got stock heat range plugs in it still. So we're gonna have to put some BKR 7s I'm gonna run in that one. It's got 5s in it right now. We're gonna go 2 steps colder plug, gap them and throw them in after we do the compression test, and then we will start tuning on it.
Shit all around.
Actually, I'm gonna go show you guys this car quick. We already we just got done doing a compression test and basic stuff like we checked the fluids, we checked the radiator and the oil, and it's full on both, so that's a good start. And this is what we're working with. Like I said, it's a Z6 with a smaller turbo, etc, etc. It's got a built bottom end, and I think it's got a stock head, so stock cam and all that. We checked the cam timing just now, and the cam timing is a-okay. So next we're going to throw a set of BKR 7E spark plugs instead of these are like factory heat range 5 plugs. We're gonna ditch those, throw the BKR 7s in. We did a compression test already, came back with 115 on all 4 cylinders, which on a Vitara build is about normal. Usually they run about 120 for compression, you know, because it's like 7.5 to 1 or 7 to 1 or something like that. Really low compression means you won't really get a really high PSI number, at least on, you know, most of the Vitaras I've done, they've been about 120. So yeah, we're throwing plugs in it. We're gonna do ignition timing with the timing light, and then we're gonna throw the ostrich in the ECU and go drive it around. Okay, we are about to take the Del Sol out for drive. So we just set the ignition timing, and it was actually right on. So I don't know if this guy already did his ignition timing, but it is set at 16 degrees, and everything else is looking good. We had to set up the ostrich on the ECU. So I got my laptop opened up here, kind of just went over the base map a little bit, got it running a little better at idle. And then I just got my ostrich hooked up into the P28. This ECU does not have a data logging header. I do have a data logging header. I know there's a couple guys that are like, Hunter don't know how to tune with Crome, you don't use no data logging header. Let me show you something. I got an old school homemade data logging thing for Crome. This is like straight up 4-pin to, this is like phone cord shit, and then, you know, just made it work into the USB here. So I do use data logging with Crome sometimes, but the version I have, it glitches out a lot, so it doesn't even pay to fucking use it. Plus I just like to tune while watching the wideband, and I already know kind of where the car's running on the map. I don't need to map trace or anything. I got enough experience tuning Crome to just kind of know what I'm doing, I guess, when it comes to Crome, and, you know, watching the map and whatnot. So
Crome don't get you home.
Crome don't get you home. I'm just kidding. Chrome works pretty good, so yeah, just got to know how to use it and know how to, you know, tune maps and whatnot. So got that thing running. Let's go take her for a rip.
Yeah, I won.
Christian won.
What did I win? $1.
$1.
Nice.
Red don't get you home.
It does.
All day, baby. Up in the RPM, shift it. Look at that. Fucking mint cruising around. We are just slowly adjusting stuff. Actually, we already tuned it, but sorry. I was kind of showing Christian some stuff on Crome here. And yeah, we're just kind of going off the boost gauge. And, you know, because we got a boost gauge to tell us what vacuum we're at. And this table goes vacuum to boost. So it's vacuum versus RPM and boost versus RPM. And kind of just need to go off of, you know, wherever the manifold, whatever the map sensor is seeing and whatever RPM you're at, and tune those cells accordingly. And yeah, so we got everything kind of tuned in already. This thing spools like no other. It spools so damn fast.
At like 20.
Fifth gear, 2200 RPM. Watch this thing. Damn. Literally like 2800 and we're already at like 8 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
Crazy. I like these little small turbo single cams. They're really fun. And this thing has a full exhaust, so it's like I can sit here and have a conversation. We can have a coffee.
Yeah.
This car drives really nice.
It does.
This is a rare occasion. A lot of times, like people bring me cars and they're kind of clapped out, but this thing, this guy did a pretty good job. I
think it's got stock suspension on it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it floats.
Yeah, this thing fucking floats. So we're on 10 pounds of boost right now. We're gonna crank. I got no timing in this thing because it's on pump gas. I want to keep it safe for the guy. We'll do one little quick pull on 10 pounds, and then I'm gonna turn it up to like 15, and we're probably gonna leave it at 15. I think it'll be all right because it's got the low compression pistons, and I don't have much timing in it at all. Just because it's still a kind of a new motor and whatnot, and pump gas kind of scares me. So yeah, whatever. Okay, here's the camera, Christian. We can do a little hey, how you doing pull.
Kind of like in the Fairmont.
Hey,
Little hey, how you doing?
Little hey, how you doing? And I don't really want to drive it a whole lot because this guy has no no dump tube on the wastegate, and there's not really any room to put it. That's what sucks.
Yeah, because he's still
got
has
AC and power steering.
Yep.
And the way that the wastegate's pointed, it's real tough to get a dump tube made unless you go out the hood or something. And I doubt he wants to go out the hood on this thing. So.
No, especially with like a screamer pipe or something like that, it doesn't make sense to when you have full exhaust.
Right. I think I'm gonna put a little timing in it. It feels like it doesn't have enough. It's real kind of like falling on its face a little bit. It could be the exhaust too, choking it. It almost feels like the exhaust is really choked up on this thing.
Yeah.
We're just gonna try a few degrees because, oh my god, dude, yeah, I gotta put timing in it. But it's good to start with no timing than too much. This has currently at 10 pounds of boost, we have 13 degrees in it, so we need some timing here. We'll throw a few degrees at it here. Usually on 10 pounds you can run like 19, 20 degrees without issues. I'm just a little Sally when it comes to timing. Yeah, so now we got 18 degrees in it at 10 pounds. And we'll see how this, if we can tell the difference or not. Honestly, we should be able to. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe. This thing piston slaps like a fucking diesel. It has so much piston slap, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
See, it didn't do much.
No.
You know what I mean? So I'll pull that timing right back out of it because we just put like 4 degrees in it. And it didn't fucking pick up any.
If it doesn't do anything, why have it there?
Why have it there if it's not doing nothing? Exactly.
That's why I kicked my girlfriend out.
We'll just add boost. It's safer to add boost than it is timing. So we're just gonna give her the e-brake. He said the e-brake is dysfunctional. That's what he told me.
It doesn't work.
Dysfunctional.
Does not work.
All right, I'm gonna get under the hood of this thing, make sure it's not like, spraying oil everywhere.
Meanwhile, Christian's gonna check his Tinder here. Oh, if you guys are looking to pick up the women on Tinder, you have to start off, if you go to the gifts, type in Birdman, click the first one. It's the best GIF ever, in my opinion, IMO. Oh, look at that. And, yeah, great icebreaker. It's the shit. So, yeah, Hunter's just up in the boost here, I think. Checking everything over, make sure it's not pushing water. Just the general stuff that we like to do.
I emptied the overflow. Before we left. And like I said, I didn't build this motor or nothing, so I don't know what's going on with it, but the overflow has, it's up to the minimum mark. It was empty before we left, so I think it's fine, but we'll do like a couple more pulls and then check the overflow and see if we got coolant pushing into there or not. I don't think we do, but it's normal to have a little bit of coolant in the overflow, but not like overfilling. Yeah. If it overfills the overflow, then you're taco.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna check the boost cut on this thing. So we're gonna set the boost cut here. It's always good to set the cut at like, you know, like a couple pounds higher than what you actually want to see. So we're gonna set this at 17.
Just in case.
Just in case something were to, you know, catastrophically spike. So, all right, we'll see what boost we're at here now. No change.
Yeah.
I gotta turn it more. I always try to like keep the heater on, because a lot of times if you got a bad head gasket, you'll lose heat like after a pull, and this thing's got blasting hot heat, so I think we're good. Just gonna keep turning this damn boost controller until we can see like 15 pounds or so. All right, guys, so we got this thing tuned on like 14 pounds. I think we're out of boost controller, or we're out of wastegate spring or something. This manifold only vents the wastegate on one runner, so I think the boost controller that he has in it currently is it's either got too soft of a spring in it, because it took a lot of turning to get it to actually move and boost, which usually means the wastegate or the boost controller spring is too soft. You need a stiffer one so you get more adjustment out of it. But the boost controller, like I said, is maxed out, and the most we can get is like 14-15 pounds. And that's where I'll leave it, because it's on pump gas anyways, and I don't feel like really pushing it harder. Especially when the exhaust is choking this thing off.
Yeah, like hard.
Yeah, like super hard. So other than that, it cruises extremely well. It runs really freaking good. Everything seems to be running good. So this is probably where we're gonna leave it, like I said. So we're gonna do a quick pull here. We'll do second, third, maybe a little fourth. See how she feels. Like I said, it needs a dump tube on it, so I don't really want to give her too many sauces, you know, too many sauce.
True, you can only have so much sauce,
right?
And then you got to pay more for the extra sauce.
Right.
It's like Taco Bell.
All right, 30 roll. No, we hit like 80 something.
Yeah, but that's...
Oh yeah, no, we went to the speed limit.
Yeah.
We went to the speed limit.
So if you're speeding, you can get a ticket.
Right, I would never do that. Why would I speed? That's against the law.
It is.
Why would I do that?
Yeah. So that's why we only go the speed limit. Like speed limit. That's why we let out.
We just get up to speed and then, you know, we're good. So, yeah. Hey guys, so the Del Sol is all finished up. Just burned the chip with the Motes Burn 2 and the Flash and Burn software. So that car is parked, ready to go. Customer can come pick it up successful tune. Everything went pretty smooth, and car runs really good. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. We're gonna work on this thing tomorrow probably. I don't quite know what we're gonna do on it, but we got to get some stuff done. Like I got the catch can line, and we're kind of figuring out how we want to run the catch can lines and fittings. So we might do that, and then we got some of the grounds hooked up on the motor. We got the upper radiator hose on. What else? Did we do anything else to this thing? We looped the power steering rack and deleted the power steering because, yeah, there's no way that he could have ran power steering with that giant turbo right here. It literally sits like right here, so there's no way that the power steering would have worked. So we're gonna probably tomorrow too, I'm gonna get an exhaust manifold gasket for this thing and all new hardware, and then we can actually bolt the manifold on for good, and then we can bolt the turbo housing on, get the turbo all situated.
Get the exhaust figured out.
Yeah, we got to get a downpipe for it, or we got to make something for it. Probably just go to the Fleet Farm and get a fucking 3-inch 90 or something and just shoot it to the ground, because he's just gonna run open exhaust on it. And then I got the brake booster hose finished up here. This fitting right here was really loose and shit, and it wasn't pressed in, so I just put some JB Weld on the end of the fitting here and jammed it in, and then hooked up the line for that. And yeah, I got to hook up the heater hose down there yet. We got to figure out the oil filter situation and some other small stuff. So we got to relocate the battery and do the wiring for that too. I got to put the boost by gear components into the ECU. We got to wire the solenoid and plumb all that, do the intercooler piping, wastegates, plumb the wastegates, bunch of stuff. So yeah, anyways, we'll get cracking on this thing. I'm not really rushing it because I'm gonna take my time on it and just kind of, I don't know, sometimes I'll bust up. I mean, you never know. Tomorrow I'll probably just get it all done and fucking whatever. Yeah. I say this now, I'm gonna take my time, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come out here and just fucking do it all. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, we'll play it by ear, see how busy I get with other stuff. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe.
Keep moving.
Keep her moving.